manual. I do weekly what you do on the annual. MVP, that decision unanimous. Big dogs, I don't think they can handle it. Battlefield, it's just me and my warriors. Guaranteed we emerge victorious. Years, blood, sweat, tears is glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone. Watch me celebrate. I'm cocky. I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, man. Oh, there with the hands. Thought he could guard me. I ruin they plans. I do what I want. They do what they can. Got it on smash. Foot on the gas. I will not crash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. They slept on the team that they owe me. I need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best cause I am. It's noted in keeping it low-key. I can carve up the D like a turkey or run straight through the D like a train. This year we ain't taking no losses. It's all about making the game. I hear a lot of trash talk. He call himself making a name. I put on the Jets. The coach will regret even letting them stay in the game.
Well, Coach, any Florida resident will tell you that afternoon pop-up showers and storms are the norm, and that's exactly what we have right now. Actually expecting a pretty steady rain throughout today here in Jacksonville at TIAA Bank Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up. Ready. 15 line. 15 line. Hey, one set. Check. Hey, lock it. Line 54. Go. Watch the end. Go.
Minshew, 1st and 10. Escaping the pressure, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. A bad start there, a big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's 2nd down. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Here's Minshew. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
Made by Michael Pierce. Brings up 3rd down.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long.
Kill. Hustle.
So 3rd and long, here's Minshew. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And it's fielded at the 34. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A former Seminole back home in Florida. It's Dalvin Cook. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. Tight end Irv Smith, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Throwing, Cousins. And he finds Cook. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 23. A 1st down throw for Cousins.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just working the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. On play action, Cousins. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Cousins. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline.
Let's go. Do it.
They're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys didn't come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They go play action. Cousins. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
60 outlaws. Look at me. Door. You draw Corker. Check them. Gone.
Throwing on 1st down is Minshew. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 25 yards there on the catch and run. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. And finally marked down at the 23. Big gains in succession. Last one was over 20. This one over 30. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now Minshew on 1st and 10. And he slings one that's incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
You're out. Check 99. Switch. Beat them.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Devontae Freeman, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now Leonard Fournette, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. A tale of two extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
They run. Devontae Freeman. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Defensively, they rally the troops to force 4th down after that 7-yard pickup back on first. 6-0 our score after 1. The kick by Lambeau is good, and that will make our score 9-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Let's go!
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today, a guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game and all he talked about was run fits, making sure our guys were in the right place so there were no creases?
They missed their fits, didn't they?
Yeah, there was no fit there. The only fit was at the end when he threw his headset down after that big run.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. Into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. They try again with Cook. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It's Christian Covington who notches the sack there.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here, 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing, because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Cousins nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Cousins. That is caught. It's Tajay Sharp. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. Cousins now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. Cousins to throw it. That's complete to Sharp. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Tajay Sharp. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings have taken the lead. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. On 2nd and 10, it's Minshew. Looking long for Westbrook. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Looking to throw it, Minshew. Dancing to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Ben Gideon coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. It's taken to the 26. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Cook. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. It's caught. Smith.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense, and reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you...
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. So we've come to halftime in a 5-point game. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. A first half update now from Philadelphia. And the Steelers there out to an early lead. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Cousins now. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. Yeah, they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. First down, here's Cousins. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there, first down Vikings.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Now, a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now here's a throw that's taken in by Tajay Sharp. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down. Out of the gun is Minshew. And he rifles one incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
On 2nd and 10, Minshew. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
All right, T, let's go. All right, T. Right there.
Minshew throwing on 3rd down. And this one caught by Delaney Walker. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Fournette running out of the gun. Fournette, a first down, still going. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Leonard Fournette, his 4th touchdown on the year. And once again, the Jaguars are back out in front. Now Mike Tomlin says, let's go ahead and go for 2.
Pull it high. Switch it, come on, switch it.
Minshew sets to throw, and this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Demarius Randall, and they'll have the football, but deep in their own territory as he's brought down at the 5. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Throwing his Cousins. And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
You drop Orphan.
The Jaguars take over 1st
Look at me.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
at the 40-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
You ain't going nowhere.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. Minshew, 1st and 10. That's out to his running back, Fournette. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
To throw again on 2nd down. Minshew. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette, and he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Leonard Fournette with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. This time, the extra point up and good, and the lead is up to 8. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Hey, Delta.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. He's got his man Sharp complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. On first down, it's Cook. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, he scored on the ground and through the air, as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. Working out of the gun, Cousins. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. And the failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Here we go.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Danielle Hunter picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Here's Minshew. Flushed out right. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And where will this be spotted? The side judge says it went out just across midfield. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They run it again with Cook. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. And this is Cook with the grab. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup. Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. play fake. Cousins. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play call because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Back to the ground on first down. Here's Madison. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. A nice display of powerful running, but it takes him only to the 7. He's dropped there. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year, as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the 4th. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Mike 5-4. Rock it. Here we go. Topper. Go.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Again, they'll run with Freeman.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Go now. 61. Matchbox lights. You're out.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Leo.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 35. A big 3rd down play there for the Jags. 59 yards.
70, Indy. Hey, exit.
Watch the out. Hey, 4-1 Mike, 4-1 Mike. Hey, check. 41 Mike, right here, 41 Mike.
Hey, zoom. Big grip.
He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. Trying to get it there to D.D. Westbrook. And it's third down.
Third down and 10.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. Well, Charles, a pretty exhilarating finish to the end of this ball game. At the end, the Hail Mary prayer.